Gia Armani had her life turned upside down when she was attacked by a dog at the young age of 31. Before that fateful day in November 2017, she was a rising star in the modeling world, having been discovered at just 15 years old. Living in Pennsylvania, she was beginning to find her niche as a plus-size model with a significant contract with QVC, a prominent home shopping network. However, the vicious dog bite that scarred her face ended her modeling career as she knew it, sidelining her for nearly a year and leaving her without a steady income. As she grappled with the aftermath of the attack, including the physical and emotional scars, Gia found herself at a crossroads. She was no longer able to model due to the injuries, and suddenly, everything she worked so hard for seemed to vanish. The dog attack not only broke her nose, but also shattered her self-confidence and her career aspirations. Interestingly, even before the traumatic incident, she had been considering creating content for social media, but had never pushed herself to take that leap. Unfortunately, her beloved mother passed away from cancer during this turbulent time, further burdening Gia with emotional weight. Despite everything, Gia's spirit remained unbroken. She began to experiment with various workouts, hoping to reconnect with her body and regain some sense of control in her life. As she moved to a quiet rural area with a fireplace in virtually every room, she found a new outlet for her energies: chopping wood. It all began with a suggestion from a friend who had already split some logs in her backyard. Curious and looking for a new physical challenge, Gia decided to give it a go and went live to share her experience with her followers. To her surprise, the moment she picked up the axe, it resonated with her audience, and the video quickly gathered views in the millions, thrusting her into the spotlight. The initial reactions were a mix of admiration and playful criticism, with viewers pointing out her unconventional technique. Yet she didn't let negative comments deter her. Gia intentionally adapted her style to make it both a workout and a fun experience, clad in stylish exercise outfits that showcased her personality and sense of fashion. Over time, she amassed a large following on platforms like TikTok and Instagram, attracting more than 1.4 million fans on TikTok alone. Beyond the physical benefits, wood chopping also gave Gia a well-deserved dose of joy and healing. The repetitive nature of the activity allowed her to channel her frustrations and confusion into something tangible, and she soon lost approximately 80 pounds. All while developing a passion that was not merely about fitness but also self-expression. She announced that chopping wood, which once seemed daunting, had revolutionized not just her body but her mindset as well. "I never thought I would be chopping wood," she reflected, adding that this newfound hobby was a far cry from the days spent in front of the camera under the scrutiny of stylists and designers. While her wood-chopping videos entertained and inspired her followers, they also provided a source of practical benefits. Most of the wood she splits serves to heat her home in Pennsylvania, aiding her in resourcefulness during the colder months. She even collaborates with local tree removal businesses that rescue unusable wood, turning what was once waste into a source of both warmth and content for her growing online presence. Throughout her new journey, she embraced safety with newfound caution, always donning protective gear to avoid accidents. With a playful approach, she often challenges herself to chop wood in creative ways, such as stacking logs in imaginative forms or competing against her own speed. Her genuine spirit shone through as she shared her experiences, transforming wood chopping into more than just a physical endeavor. It became a community of supporters who rallied behind her. However, not all feedback has been positive. Gia has faced her fair share of critics online, but she remains resolute and compassionate. She wears her scars proudly, both literal and metaphorical, and she urges others to focus on what truly matters: being authentic. She recalls an emotional moment during a live stream when a viewer in distress reached out for support. Her heartfelt response touched many, reminding her audience that even in their darkest times, life can be unpredictable yet beautiful. As part of her journey of self-acceptance, Gia emphasizes the importance of starting small. Encouraging those who look to her for inspiration, she advises them to breathe deeply, to appreciate that every journey has its beginnings, and to take little steps toward healing and happiness. Reflecting on her tumultuous past filled with struggles and losses, she has grown into a model in a different sense. Now she shapes her own story. Today, through wood chopping, Gia has reinvented herself and hopes to defy the traditional boundaries of body types in modeling. Aspiring to appear in Sports Illustrated, she feels hopeful about a future that embraces all shapes and sizes. She looks back on her journey with gratitude, recognizing that transformative experiences sometimes come from the most unexpected places. At this stage, wood chopping has become a symbol of triumph rather than defeat. Each swing of the axe stands for resilience, reclaiming power over one's narrative, and forging a bold identity that defies societal norms. As she prepares for the next stage of her evolving career, Gia remains excited yet grounded, cherishing every moment of her unique adventure.